Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah.
I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now.
Check.
No drip this.
Wet.
Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no
Rest.
Might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
Tell 'em run it up.
Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today I'm going to be unboxing the PlayStation 5. And I actually can't believe it's here because the release date in the UK is actually not until the 19th of November, and today is the 18th as I'm recording this, and it has just arrived in the mail. But anyway, I'm going to keep this video short. In today's video I'm going to be unboxing it. I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and then I'm going to start grinding out some videos. I got the new Spider-Man game, Cold War, 120 FPS. It's going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, let's get on to unboxing it. Right, so this is a quick look at the box. It's actually pretty big, a lot bigger than the Xbox Series X that I've been seeing. Here's the side profile. Play like never before, pretty cool. But of course you don't really care about the box too much, you just want to see what is inside. So I'm going to go ahead and open it just now. Okay, so I have now taken out of the PS5 covering, and inside, it's another box, but I think it's just pretty cool to have this nice clean PlayStation logo. Okay, so first things first, when you unbox the PlayStation, you get some manuals, but of course, we're not going to be needing them. But what I'm very interested in is the controller, so I'm super excited for this. I've got a PS, oh my god, it is so clean. And of course this has the adaptive trigger, so as you pull on it, it gets like tighter, like if you're having compared to like an MP5 in Warzone or something. Then a rocket launcher, like it'd be different, like pulling it down. Or like a very good example is like if you had a bow and arrow in Horizon Zero Dawn or something, like as you put it back, like in real life, you get to a point of tension, and it would be like that on the controller. And also, as you can see there, the PlayStation logo, the PS button isn't in a circle anymore, it's just a clean PS logo. Also, the buttons are really like glass plasticky kind of thing. It's quite nice to look at and like feeling that kind of thing. But if we're comparing it to the PlayStation controller, it is a bit heavier. I think it's because like most of the weight is in these parts. When on the like a regular PlayStation controller, most of the weight was like in this bit in the center, but it feels heavier because the weight's like spread out into the sides. But they've gone for more of an Xbox kind of like design. If you can see here is an Xbox controller, PS5 controller, and then of course the PS4 controller. So size comparison, but in size it's not that, it's a bit bigger but not too much. Most of the size, as I said, is like in these bits right here, and then compared to the Xbox controller, I would say it's about the same, to be honest. If you look there, it's pretty similar. And then we're continuing with the touchpad, a nice white one. But when people saw the controller, a couple of my friends were saying they didn't like the black and white. I think it actually looks pretty clean. And also the control has quite a bit of grip, and you've probably seen it. It's not going to come up on camera, it's just going to come up blurry. But if you zoom all the way in, or just look at it, the grip is actually like the circle, X, square and triangle buttons, and it's really cool. So it's got quite a bit of grip. And also the bumper buttons, L1, R1, L2 and R2, they feel a bit more like big. They feel bigger, so it feels like the differences between the PS4 and PS5 controller it's just a lot bigger. And I know there's people complaining about like the PS4 controller is really small, but personally I've got quite small hands, and the PS4 controller was fine to me. And the PS5 controller doesn't feel much different. It is a little bit bigger, but it fits in the hands quite nicely. But yeah, the controller I'm pretty happy with. This was the main thing. I was just excited to get out of the box. I love getting a new console and trying to like just feeling the controller and pressing the buttons. It's quite cool. Okay, so we've unboxed the controller, but now we are on to the console itself, and it is a lot bigger than like the PS4, I would say. But I think it's a pretty good size, not too heavy either. But just look at it, like it looks clean. I know there's a lot of jokes when it like first got revealed, but to be honest, I think it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Got a nice PlayStation logo indented in there. But there's not much else to show you other than the other angles of the PlayStation. Personally, I am super excited to get to playing some games, because we've got Spider-Man Miles Morales, God of War next year. We've got so many good games coming to PlayStation, and I'm just super excited. And also 120 FPS on Warzone and all that stuff. I've heard it's quite hard to set it up, so if you guys want to see a video on how to properly get 120 FPS, then just let me know in the comments and I will make a video on it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Got the PS5 a day early. Okay, so originally this video was just supposed to be the unboxing of the PS5, and it was supposed to come out a lot sooner, but I've been having so much fun with the PS5 that I've not been able to sit down and or even like edit and upload the video. So I've decided, instead of just an unboxing video, which I'm sure you've seen many of those on YouTube already, I've decided to also give my opinion on the console itself, and a mini review kind of, because I do want to upload more videos on the PS5. So if you've got any questions, then make sure you leave them down below, if, like the load times, if you want a video on that, or just basically any questions you have about the console, leave them in the comments and I might make a video on it, or I'll just answer it right there in the comments. So the first thing I want to talk about is the controller. So the controller has some really cool new features, but it's also made stuff like recording, muting your mic, all that stuff a lot easier. So some of the old features on the PS4 DualShock controller, on the DualSense, it's made it a lot easier. But of course we won't talk about the new features. So the biggest feature on the controller is the adaptive triggers. Now in game you will notice these, they're actually very cool, and it's just another thing to get you more immersed in the game. So a game I've been playing a lot of is Spider-Man and Miles Morales, one of the launch day exclusives with the PS5. And in this game you'll notice it when, of course, you're swinging as Spider-Man. When you get to like where the G-forces would start going up as you're like swinging, you will notice that the controller, like the trigger's harder to press down. Not too much, but you will notice it, and I think it's very cool. And of course on Call of Duty Cold War, another game that I've been playing a little bit on the PS5, is when you're like aiming in with a gun and also pulling down the trigger. It's different on certain different guns. It is harder to like pull back the trigger, and there's like a little gap where like you can pull it and nothing's gonna happen with the gun. But of course for Call of Duty I would turn that off, just because you're not gonna be playing as well as some other people that don't have the adaptive triggers on. But if you're playing something like Spider-Man, then I think it's a very cool feature. And next up I want to talk about the games. I've already talked about them a little bit, but so far I've been playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, Cold War, Astro's Playroom, which I'm going to talk about because it's a really cool game. It comes with the PlayStation. It's a bit of a kiddie game, but it's basically just to show off the features of the new controller. So I've played GTA 5. Now I'm not going to talk about GTA 5 in this video because there is another video that I want to go in full depth about GTA 5. So I'm going to leave that out for now, but Spider-Man and Miles Morales obviously is one of the main exclusives that the PS5 launches with, and I've actually got the platinum for the game. I could not put the game down, it is so good. It's a lot shorter than the first one, but it's definitely worth it. And of course it does implement features like the adaptive triggers, as I've already said. Cold War is also really fun on the PS5. You actually get 120 FPS, 120 Hz, which is really cool, and you can definitely feel a difference from going from PS4 to PS5. And honestly, I play on PC, and there's not too big of a difference from PC to PS5 now. And to be honest, like these consoles are so good now that they're getting really close to being a PC level. But another game I want to talk about is Astro's Playroom. Now this is a game that comes with the PS5. They had a similar thing on the PS4. I didn't really play it too much, but on the PS5 it is really cool. Basically it's a game that goes through the PlayStation history. It goes through the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and of course the PS5. The haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, all this stuff is really cool. So if you're picking up a PS5, I would definitely play it. It comes with it, it's a free install. So I definitely give it a go if you do get a PS5, because it's a bit of a kiddie game, but it is definitely good to show off the features of the PS5 controller. Next I want to talk about the UI, the user interface. So when I first saw the reveal, I was thinking like, it looks really messy and it looks confusing. But I have to say, after a week with the PS5, I'm actually starting to like it more than the PS4's UI. And there's not really much to say about it, but there are cards you can pull up to see like how long on a level you have left, or a match or something, and like trophies that you're close to, stuff like that. And of course going to like friends list and stuff, and opening up a party and stuff. I did think it was a bit confusing at first, and I didn't like the look of it, but it has grown on me and it does seem quite cool. Another topic I want to briefly go over is the load times. So the load times on the console, it is insanely fast. It took me about, I think, I tested it a couple times, an average of 9 seconds to load up Spider-Man Miles Morales. And of course GTA 5, everyone knows it takes so long to load that game. I'm not going to tell you how long it took to load GTA 5, but let me tell you, it is good. I want to make a separate video on that though, about load times for some certain games. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel to see that video coming soon. And also the PS4, there was tons of jokes about how it sounded like an aircraft was about to take off. Well, I'm happy to say that with this console, that is gone. The console is incredibly quiet. Like, you literally can barely hear it. Putting in a disc, you hear it a little bit, obviously spinning around and like downloading games, loading it up. But apart from that, it is like incredibly quiet. It's so good. And yeah, just I've had so much fun with the PS5. I don't really have much else to say. This was just a quick review I wanted to do alongside with the unboxing. And of course, we're starting off with all these cool games like Spider-Man Miles Morales with the adaptive triggers. But like, if you're thinking that's what we're getting now, just wait until the end of the, or not the end of the PS5's life cycle, but a couple years down the line, maybe even 6 months, well, next year. Like, we're getting some incredible games like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, the second one. Tons of cool games coming to PS5, and personally I can't wait. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like on it, and also don't forget to subscribe. If you've got any questions or video ideas you want me to do on the PS5, leave them in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.